Hi everyone, Jen Holt here at Inspired by Purpose to bring you your pose of the day. Today's pose is called Ardha Pincha Mayurasana or Dolphin Pose. This pose is our prep pose to any inversion. So this is used to prep for handstand, headstand, forearm balance. It's a great way to strengthen the upper body and the core. We also get a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. So let's get into it. So we're gonna start by bringing the forearms down onto the mat. And what you'll notice here is that my arms are in a number 11, meaning I'm not bringing my hands together, I'm not bowing them out. They're straight out in front. There are ways that we can modify this, but for now, think about aligning fingers and elbows. And then, even more important than that, is aligning elbows and shoulders. So we want this alignment here. We do not want the elbows to be bowing out. Likewise, we don't want them to be coming in too much. We really want to have them aligned under the shoulders. This is gonna help you build strength. This is gonna help you feel strong. So once we got the forearms down, then we're gonna start to tuck the toes and we lift hips up and back. So it's pretty similar to a downward dog, except we have our forearms down. Think about pushing the floor away with all four corners of the hands, with the shoulders, with the forearms, push up and back. Make sure the tailbone is untucked, so we're lengthening the tailbone back, releasing heels down, but it really doesn't matter whether or not they touch today. You can allow the head to lengthen down, but we're pushing the floor away, lifting the head up off the mat. If we were going to go into a full inversion, we would likely take the gaze forward and then lift up from there. But as you're just playing with your dolphin, you can allow the head to lengthen a little bit here. Now, some modifications. If you find your elbows are starting to bow out, that's really common for lots of us. A couple of things you can do. So if you don't have any props, you can try, although I said keep the hands in line, sometimes it can be useful for some of us if we take the hands out a little bit wider. But this is important. Make sure the elbows and shoulders are aligned. Sometimes with the arms out or the hands out a little bit further, we can keep that alignment through the elbows. That works for some of us, not for all of us. It's something that you can try if your elbows are bowing out. Take the hands out a little wider and see if you can really root down through the elbows and keep them in place. Now, if that doesn't work for you, or if you want to just try something else, you can take a strap. I have a yoga strap here, and you'll notice it's actually looped together. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can get really creative using whatever else you have in your home. It could be a belt, but you do want something that loops and connects for you here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring the loop, I should say, around the arms. And you want it above the elbows, because remember, we're gonna be coming here. We want it above the elbows, and we want it so that as we pull our arms apart, the elbows can't go wider than the shoulders. So it's keeping me in place here. Then we're gonna bring the forearms down again. Make sure you're strongly pushing the floor away with the entire forearm if you can. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Now with the strap, you may feel that you're not able to drop the head down because the strap is in your way. It's okay to allow the gaze to come down at the mat. Just try to relax the neck to the extent that you can. Push the floor away with the forearms, really pushing the hips up and back and away. Now if you don't have a good strap, or if you want to try something else, you might have a yoga block, a book, or something else that you can use here. You can take that and place it either between the fingertips or even between the forearms. So now I can't move in. Push the floor away, lift up. So this is just helping to keep my elbows in place. Again, we want to push the floor away. Think about pushing the shoulders up the back, lengthening the heels down, but not worrying whether they're touching or not. Another way that you can play with this pose for those of us that may just be starting out is by using the wall. The wall is a great prop. So if we're using the wall, we can take the forearms onto the wall, just as though we were stepping onto or coming onto our mat, but instead of lifting the hips, we walk the feet back. And then I can really push my chest down to the mat, push the forearms into the wall, and you can control how hard you work depending on the angle of your body here. So if I bring my forearms down, and I can really push the wall away a bit better. If I walk my feet a little further out or closer in, that's gonna modify it for me too. So you can play with that. Now, if you're advancing, I'll go over some things that you can do to make the pose a little bit more challenging. So get your setup. Now, once we're here, you can work on strongly pressing the chest through, and then if you're ready for it, you can walk the feet in closer. You can also work on lifting a leg. Try one, try the other. Think about reaching up through the ball of the foot and strongly continuing to push the floor away. So you should feel your shoulders really firing and working here. So that was our pose of the day. It's a pretty big pose for the chest and shoulders. A nice pose after that, if you're looking for a little bit of rest, is taking a little child's pose with the hands back by the feet, allowing the shoulders to rest and round forward. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm happy to answer those. I hope to see you here in center or online very soon. Thanks so much for joining today.